Hey YouTube, this is Eddie's Tech Talk, and this is my unboxing real quick here of the Google Stadia Premiere Edition. So they had a version that came before this. I almost pre-ordered it when it first came out. That was for like the early adopters of the Stadia platform by Google, and this is the Premiere Edition, so basically like the next version after that. So I think, and I guess correct me if I'm wrong, I think the original plan was they had that like first edition controller, and then they were going to have these Premiere Edition controllers because those first editions sold out so fast. And then after that, they were going to have like a normal, I don't know, like a normal package, I think. I'm not positive. But the Premiere Edition obviously didn't sell out or anything. And here we are, late 2020. If you ordered Cyberpunk on Stadia, which I had never bought anything on Stadia, but if you got Cyberpunk with Stadia, you got a Chromecast Ultra and the Stadia controller for free. And I was going to pre-order Cyberpunk anyway on my PC and play it with my sort of outdated specs at this point. So I figured, let's give Stadia a try because I'm kind of getting this stuff for free for a game I was gonna pre-order anyway. So let's take a look. Let's see Stadia branding around the front. We've got the controller picture here, Google logo. On this side, it's going to tell us what's in the box, the Stadia controller and the Chromecast Ultra. The specs, so it's just saying like it's got AC connectivity, no Wi-Fi 6 connectivity. It uses Bluetooth Low Energy 4.2, which again, to me, I don't know, it seems a little old that it's not 5.0. It's got a 3.5mm headset jack, so that's cool. So like if you're playing on your TV, you don't want to disturb somebody, you can plug into the headphone jack on the controller, so that's really cool. USB-C port for charging, wired gameplay, and accessories such as USB headsets, HID compliant. It's got the weight on here, the dimensions, assistant button, microphone, capture button, and then it's got a rechargeable battery. Not sure why they had to tell us about that. So it's got on the bottom here some Premiere Edition, more stuff, what's included, which we already kind of had, and then on the back, the one place for all the ways we play. So for just a brief intro to the Stadia platform, you don't actually need this controller to play Stadia. You could play it on your PC, on your tablet, on your phone right now. So Stadia, it's just a cloud gaming platform. So you're not buying a console, you're not buying a big PC, that kind of stuff. You're buying into the cloud platform. And so Stadia, there's a free tier, which I think is 1080p, 60 frames per second gaming, and that's free, and you have to pay for whatever game it is, of course. And then you have the Pro Edition, which is $10 a month. That gets you 4K access. But you don't need this to play. You just need the controller and the Ultra if you want to play on your TV. So you can play with like a mouse and keyboard. You can play with an Xbox controller. You can play with a PS4 controller. I'm not sure if they have support for the PS5 controller yet. But anyway, we have pick up and play here. So yeah. So let's get this up and out of here, maybe. Okay, so right on top is the controller, and first impressions holding it, it's got that PS4, or I suppose PS5 now too, that PlayStation style where the joysticks are even, versus, you know, on the Xbox you have one high and one low joystick. We've got triggers here with like this matte finish on them, so L2, R2, pretty good feel, actually. I thought maybe it was a little cheap when I first picked it up, but now that I'm holding it, it feels pretty dang solid. We've got the A button down here, like on PlayStation. So this is very PlayStation-esque in terms of at least the layout, because, you know, on Xbox we've got A over here. So we've got, looks like screen capture button, menu button, Google Assistant button. I guess that would be a settings button too. So we'll explore that. We've got a D-pad here. Nothing fancy on the back, like a touchpad or something. But honestly impressed with the controller for sure. In here we've got a USB Type A to C cable. This looks very reminiscent of the Pixel chargers and stuff. I'm surprised it's actually not a USB C to C. Well, I guess, yeah, I am surprised it's not a C to C. I suppose if they give you the A to C cable, and it's a pretty long cable, so I like that. You can plug this into your computer, you can plug it in. I've seen people play this on like their Tesla cars, so that's kind of crazy. So if you don't have your Chromecast Ultra plugged into a platform that has Stadia access, you can plug the controller in via the cable and play wired, so that's cool. So we've got this here. We've got a red tab here for our attention. Looks like some books in here. And then down here is the second piece of the Premiere bundle, the Chromecast Ultra. Actually, very good packaging. This would probably make a pretty dang good gift, to be honest. And if you couldn't find that PS5 or that Xbox going into the holidays, maybe grab this. It's a lot cheaper. I believe the price for this is $99, so obviously much cheaper than something like a console. Here we've got a power brick. Something unique about the power brick is that it has an Ethernet jack in the power brick, so I'm definitely going to Ethernet up my Chromecast Ultra, hopefully for better Stadia play, because my TV is actually right next to my router, so that's going to be good. No Ethernet cable in the box, though, so I'm going to have to dig one out of a drawer somewhere. Here's the Chromecast Ultra. So it kind of falls in a weird spot. This has been Google's premier streaming device for multiple years now. It can stream 4K. Let's peel off that sticker. It can do all sorts of that good Chromecast stuff. But Google just came out with its Android TV Chromecast dongle, and that's getting good reviews. That's about $50. So perhaps that's why they were moving this with the bundle. Maybe they're going to build in support for the Android TV dongle. But really, it's going to make no difference if you're using it for Stadia. So not the latest Chromecast in the world anymore, but it can still do 4K Chromecasting if you're just going to use it or use it additionally as that. And of course, you know, it's going to be good for Stadia. You know, it is, again, it's been Google's flagship for multiple years now, so it's using a more dated micro USB port instead of a USB-C port like the controller. So showing its age in terms of kind of its technology a little bit, but it works with Stadia. That's what you have to have here. So I don't think there's anything else in the box. Let's take a quick look at the documentation, just because I haven't seen this. So we've got Stadia branding right here, if you can see that. An envelope here with the Stadia logo on it. So it's got some get started guide for the Stadia controller, which is probably pretty good because, you know, this is kind of a first of its kind experience. It's not like a console where you're plugging that bad boy in. You know, if you own the previous console, you kind of know what you're doing. So it's going to have you set up your Chromecast Ultra. This is just like setting up any other Chromecast. You plug it in, switch the TV input to the input the Chromecast is on, set it up in the app, set up the controller. You got to download the Stadia app, turn that controller on, set that bad boy up. And that's going to tell you how the controller works. So Wi-Fi will connect the controller to Stadia, and then you pick where you play, of course, like I just said. So you can play it on your TV, you can play it on your computer, you can play it on your phone, you can play it on your tablet. The options are endless. As long as you have the controller and the cord with you, you can use it anywhere. And again, this leverages cloud to game, so you don't need a great spec PC, and you don't need a console because it's coming over the internet. So you do need a good internet connection, though, of course. So using your controller on-off menu, we've got that. That's the button number 1. We've got status lights. We've got capturing screenshots. I do think now that you can direct stream. I did see something you can direct stream your Stadia to YouTube now, which is pretty cool. So that's been my unboxing of the Stadia Premiere Edition. What do you guys want to see? Because this is totally open to you guys. What do you want to see in the full review? Please let me know if you want to see certain games, certain gameplay, certain scenarios. Let me know. I've tried to use Stadia a little bit so far on my desktop, and I haven't had a good experience at all. I tried to play Cyberpunk. It was blurry, and just really, in my mind, just not that playable. That was really the first day it was released, though, so I hear that those situations are resolved. And then I also have a 1440p monitor, so that, at least so far as I've discovered, is something to keep in mind. So if you're going to play Stadia on a 1440p monitor, I guess it just doesn't, I don't know. At least for me, it hasn't worked out so well because Stadia really does 1080 or 4K. It doesn't seem to kind of do that hop between to 1440. So I'm going to try this out on the TV, and see how it works, and I might even try this in the computer, see how the controller works, just kind of check out all that Stadia stuff. But hey, look, it was a great freebie. This controller's awesome. You know, never bad having another streaming device around the house to stream that content. So again, let me know what you guys want to see in the full review. Of course, user-driven here at Eddie's Tech Talk. So I will see you in the next one, and let's game on.